Hi guys, welcome back to London. It's Friday afternoon. I've come to Sloane Square here in London's Chelsea this afternoon. I'm headed a short walk down the King's Road here to Duke of York Square, which is home to the Saatchi Art Gallery, which right now, this summer, has an exhibition on called Exhibitionism, which is a Rolling Stones exhibition. Now, I've been planning to come here for a little while since it opened, I think back in April, and it runs to September. However, there's strictly no photography allowed in the art gallery for obvious reasons. So I wasn't planning to vlog it, share it, but I was on the website last night looking for tickets for tomorrow, for Saturday, checking availability, or for Sunday. Trying not to get run over. Probably the worst place to cross the road right here. We need to go just over there. But yeah, I was checking availability on their website, and no availability tomorrow, but I did notice they had full availability all day today. So I thought, well, I hoped I'd be able to duck out of work early, but I didn't book tickets because I wasn't sure I would be able to. But I have managed to. So I haven't booked tickets. I'm going to hope they've got tickets at the box office for this afternoon so I can walk straight in Duke of York Square. But yeah, while I was on the website, I noticed they had a interactive map as part of the website, an interactive map of London, which features key locations all around town of sort of rolling in, I guess, hotspots and key locations for the Stones' career. So that's the inspiration for this vlog, really. I'm going to check out the exhibition, and I'll let you know how that goes when I come out. But what I want to do afterwards, probably not this afternoon, in the morning, but for you it'll be in a moment's time. But yeah, I want to check out some of those locations, go on a little tour of them and take you with me. But I'm not a huge fan of the Rolling Stones, to be honest. I've got a few of their albums, I've never been to see them in concert. I checked on my phone on the way here to see what songs I had. I've got a handful of them. I'll tell you what were they? Satisfaction, Sympathy for the Devil, Paint It Black, She's a Rainbow, and Plundered My Soul. So just a handful of songs, they're probably some of the most popular. But yeah, I don't know too much about them because I knew I was coming. I watched one of the documentaries on YouTube about them, the story of the Stones, which was quite interesting. Thought rather than going in completely blind, I'd have a rough idea of what I was looking at. So yeah, here we go. The Saatchi Gallery is just here, and as you can see, there's the box office, Exhibitionism, and all of this sort of Rolling Stones street art, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to go and see if I can pick up some tickets for this afternoon, and I'll let you know. Okay, let me give you the sales pitch I read that convinced me I needed to come and see the exhibition. It says about the exhibition, Exhibitionism, the Rolling Stones will stage their first ever major exhibition at London's prestigious Saatchi Gallery, opening to the public on the 6th of April 2016 until September 2016. Exhibitionism will be the most comprehensive and immersive insight into a group described by the critics as the greatest rock and roll band, taking over 9 themed galleries spread across 2 entire floors at the prestigious Saatchi Gallery in London, as well as over 500 Rolling Stones important and unseen artefacts from the band's personal archive. The exhibition will take the public through the band's fascinating 50-year history, embracing all aspects of art and design, film, video, fashion, performance and rare sound archives. At the heart of the exhibition is, of course, the Stones' musical heritage that took the group from being a hard-working London blues band in the early 1960s and becoming inspirational cultural icons adored by millions. Over 5 decades, the Stones have shaped popular culture, often in their own image, and this exhibition will look back through every facet of the band's career to offer a unique perspective that only the band's own archive can provide. Exhibitionism will be the largest touring experience of this kind ever to be staged by a band or artist, and continues the proud tradition by the band of groundbreaking innovation combined with the highest production values. Exhibitionism has taken 3 years of meticulous planning and will offer a comprehensive insight into the band in a way that has never been attempted. The exhibition is an interactive tour through the band's vast artistic oeuvre and includes original stage designs, dressing room and backstage paraphernalia, rare guitars and instruments, iconic costumes, rare audio tracks and unseen video clips. Personal diaries and correspondence, original poster and album cover artwork and unique cinematic presentations. Collaborations and work by the vast array of artists, designers, musicians and writers will be included in the exhibition, from Andy Warhol, Shepard Fairey, Alexander McQueen and Ozzy Clarke to Tom Stoppard and Martin Scorsese. So yeah, I was sold. And here I am. Success. It's 3:26. I've got a ticket for 3:30. So I'm going to go straight in. And I'll speak to you guys in a moment. The Saatchi Gallery is one of London's great art galleries. It's an amazing place to visit if you're here in town. It also has this very popular restaurant and cafe on the side of it. Most of the year it exhibits modern and contemporary art from new and upcoming artists. So yeah, definitely come and check it out. Most of the year it's actually free as well. However, this exhibition is not, and it takes over the entire gallery. So unfortunately, no photography and video allowed, so I'm going to have to leave you guys here for a moment. Okay guys, I'm done in the exhibition. It was really good. I definitely recommend it. Great way to spend a Friday afternoon, any afternoon. There's a whole mix of art installations, films, music, studio setups. There was an amazing 3D film. Give you some 3D glasses, you watch them on stage at the end. That was incredible. Yeah, some really interesting pieces. I'm glad I watched the film, the documentary about the band last night, which gave it a bit more context. But yeah, even if you're not a fan of the band, it's definitely a worthwhile thing. I definitely recommend watching maybe some one of the documentaries on them before you go, so you've got a bit of the backstory. So I'm going to call it, well, for me, I'm going to call it a day, but for you, you'll see the next part of this vlog, which will be my little tour of London, the Rolling Stones London. I also went to the gift shop on the way out and spent more money than I spent on the ticket getting in there. I got, look at, I even had to get a bag to keep it all in, a Rolling Stones bag. I got a poster, sort of 1970s tour poster, one of the, like a sort of seaside picture poster, sort of like in the style of an old British seaside poster. So like a cruise ship, like Art Deco style cruise ship, Concorde, a boat, like a limousine on it. I thought it was cool. Whether I'll ever put it on the wall or not is a different story. I've got a t-shirt which I can wear on my London tour. Rolling Stones t-shirt. And oh, I've got some guitar picks for my guitar. Rolling Stones guitar picks, so I can play guitar like the Rolling Stones. And the book of the exhibition, so I can have a look at what I saw in case I forget. There's a lot to take in. I was in there for over 2 hours, and I didn't linger too long. So yeah, it's a big exhibition. So right, I'm gonna head home for today, and well, for you it will be, the tour will start in a moment. For me it'll probably be tomorrow or the following day, depending on the weather. But yeah, Saatchi Gallery, Rolling Stones, Exhibitionism, definitely recommend that. So I'll see you guys another day in a moment. Actually, one thing I did enjoy in the exhibition, there was one of these logos, the Rolling Stones logos. There's actually in there, there's a story about how that logo came about. But yeah, they have one of these, and there's like a projector projecting different images on it. It's actually slightly bigger than that. It's really cool with all the different images on it. But yeah, anyway, see you guys in a moment. Hi guys, welcome back to London. I don't know why I'm welcoming you back, you didn't go anywhere, I did. Back in Sloane Square, not Sloane Square, Duke of York Square, just down the road from Sloane Square. You can see Saatchi Gallery is there. On Saturdays, it's a Saturday today. There's a market there, great market. Definitely check that out if you're in town. It's there most Saturdays. It's actually a week since I went to the exhibition. It's Saturday, I went a week ago yesterday. On Friday, I want to do a little tour inspired by what I saw at the exhibition, inspired by the Rolling Stones in London, and yeah, the weather's been terrible and it's going to all week, and it's going to involve quite a lot of walking. I'm walking down the King's Road now from Duke of York Square from the exhibition. So if you're in town, really I think with this tour, I think I said earlier, there's an interactive map on the Exhibitionism website, and you can click on it and see different parts of London. I think it's designed as a tour because the locations are really spread out. But anyway, their website was crashed last night. I guess people trying to get tickets to the event, and the map wasn't functioning. But anyway, I've googled a load of different locations here in town. So hopefully it'll be interesting whether you're a Rolling Stones fan or not. Now, as I said, I'm not a huge super fan, familiar with their music. It's been sort of the soundtrack my whole life. But yeah, if you are a super fan, go easy on me in the comments. I'm not pretending to know a great deal about them or their personal lives. So yeah, hopefully even if you are, whether you're a fan or not, this will be interesting. Go to sort of some general Stones places that they've been to during their careers, and yeah, maybe if you are a super fan, although I can't teach you anything about them, it'll give you some context to the locations here in town that you may have seen or read about in pictures from their long careers. But anyway, there's a song called You Can't Always Get What You Want, and it mentions the Chelsea Drugstore. This is that store just along from the exhibition. It's now McDonald's. But yeah, in that song they sing about going to the Chelsea Drugstore, and that, now go and get a burger, is it? It's a multi-storey building. But I thought they were singing about New York, to be honest. It's only when doing a little bit of research to find locations for this, I discovered that it was Chelsea in London. I presumed it was the neighbourhood in New York because we have drugstores, but it's only Americans that call them drugstores. It's an American turn of phrase. In Britain we're pharmacies, chemists. I go by their sort of their names, like Boots or Super Drugs, are kind of a similar thing. But yeah, that one sounds like it was cool in the 60s. I don't know why it's shut. They say it was protests from locals, but yeah, it sounds great. Multi-storey, had a record shop, cafe, a bar, I think. Obviously, I guess a chemist. So it was open a long time, and they did home deliveries on motorbikes with girls in purple catsuits, which is sounds cool. Yeah, that is what he was referring to. Anyway, I'm going to head, my first stop on this little tour is going to be their first flat here in town, the band's first flat, which is Edith Road, which it's a long walk, but you can walk it from there, and it features in the Exhibitionism exhibition. So yeah, Edith Road is just down here. That's where I'm headed. Also got my new Rolling Stones t-shirt on that I purchased at Exhibitionism, just in case anyone's in any doubt when I'm standing outside these properties. So it's like the look of a crazed fan, which is a good look. But yeah, Edith Road first up. So if you've been to Exhibitionism, which actually in the week in between me going and making this part of the video, they've announced the next location for the exhibition is going to be New York. So I guess it will go on a worldwide tour, but the locations at the moment are embargoed. I don't know, I'm guessing they're embargoed, but I'm guessing it will go around the world. So yeah, if you are planning to go to the Exhibitionism in the country you're in, hopefully this will give you some context to some of the places and locations mentioned in that. But anyway, I'm going to stop rabbiting on. It's a long walk down to Edith Road, and we'll check out the band's first flat, and then some of their later properties, which are very close and very nice parts of town. So see you in a moment. Okay, this has nothing to do with the Rolling Stones, but I'm just on my way to the flats and this is Chelsea. We're on the King's Road, so this is Chelsea Old Town Hall, and always on Saturdays, well a lot of days, but Saturdays in particular, when it's really busy road, King's Road, busy for shoppers. It was a shopping haunt of the Rolling Stones back in their heyday, I guess. There's a lot of independent fashion boutiques down here. It's more like any high street today, to be honest. Slightly luxurious. There's a lot of luxury goods, but yeah, there's a lot of wealthy residents. But yeah, it's anyway, Chelsea Old Town Hall. Most of the day, street line with shoppers, but there'll be weddings there, and you quite often get the brides and grooms coming. Newly married couples coming out of those doors, because you come straight out onto the street, you know, they're throwing the confetti and that. But yeah, it's interesting, it's great to watch from over the road, but yeah, anyway, back to the tour. Check out that old Mustang, old American muscle car with the dog driving. Okay, I don't know if you can make out that sign there, King's Road. I've walked quite far way down the King's Road, and this is the junction with Edith Grove. The Rolling Stones' first flat was just down here. So it's one of these, it's in one of these terrace houses, 102 Edith Grove. Now, anyone who drives around London will be familiar with these streets, because now this is part of like a one-way system here in Chelsea. So yeah, you often end up getting pushed down here, and then you'll go up the other way if you're heading towards Notting Hill. But I'm guessing there's a photo in the exhibition of them sitting on the street here. But until these one-way systems were in place, I'm guessing they weren't in place then, there would have been far less. But this was a two-way street, there would have been much less traffic here. Now it's kind of forced in this direction, in these streets, which probably would have been like the back end of Chelsea as far as driving goes. But yeah, now the one-way system makes you come down here. I've been down here hundreds of times. I would have rather have gone down streets over there, because that's the direction I was going, but you're forced in this way. So which one is 102? We're also very close to the Thames there, around the corner. We'll show you that. So, oh, there we go. That there, the one on, as you're looking at it, the left is 102. So that is the Rolling Stones, I think Mick Jagger, Keith Richards and Brian's first London flat as a band. Photographed on the floor. The photo in the exhibition, they're sort of they're sat between the two here, I think. So they're sort of, is that 98? But there is no way you could take that shot today. Well, you could try it, you get flat. They're going to get so sick of people photographing outside their houses. Nice looking flats, but yeah, apparently legendarily squalid place when they had it. But most of my first flat certainly was wasn't exactly spotless. I don't think many guys' first flats here in town are. But yeah, it is a nice part of town. It's always been a nice part of town. These would have been fantastic when they were single residencies, but they got chopped up. Most of them got chopped up years ago. There are still a few that are single houses. You would have had they've all got basements as well, so I'm guessing there would have been entrances, maybe self-contained flats. A lot of them, the basement flats, even when they were one house, were often self-contained, I guess, for deliveries and staff, family members, put in the basement. But yeah, that was Edith Grove, Rolling Stone's first flat. Good location down here by the river. It took me about 15 minutes to walk from Sloane Square. Don't know how far it is. It's a fair walk, but yeah. Come and sit down by the river. I think there are some other photos in the book that show them sitting on the Chelsea embankment here, just overlooking the river. But also, some of their later houses are just around the corner here in Cheyne Walk, and they didn't move far from there. I think they grew up in Dartford, which is sort of I guess it's Greater London, I would have said. It's kind of south. It's on the border of southeast London and I guess northwest Kent, if that makes sense. It's well within the M25. It's a commute. It's part of the commuter belt, I guess, for central London. A lot of people that live there today will get the train into town every morning. I would guess 30-40 minute train ride. So yeah, easily doable. And the thing is, without in Dartford and a lot of those towns, further out you get from the centre here, the more you get for your money. I mean, there's nowhere in London, even Greater London, that's really people would consider inexpensive or value for money on a global sense. It's one of the most expensive cities on earth. But yeah, you get way more for your money out there. I mean, the kind of money we're talking for these flats, you could buy entire streets. But yeah, they started there. I don't know, if you're an expert on the Rolling Stones, you'll know all their property locations, but there's a road just down here called Cheyne Walk where a number of them owned houses. I'm guessing, I read online that some of them didn't even get lived in, or very often. I guess they're on tour. I'm guessing you'll have to speak to their bankers and accountants why that was the case, because I think Cheyne Walk, from memory, is well, it's one of the, I think asset prices change, but it's, for a long time, I think periods of time, it's been the most expensive street in town, and for, you know, price per square foot, this is one of the most expensive towns in the world. So yeah, you can imagine how much the houses cost. I'm guessing if you want to put some money into something that's gonna retain its value, Cheyne Walk's a great spot. So we'll head down there. It's just along here. It's a bit of a funny road. It sort of comes off of this main road here, rejoins it, sort of stops and rejoins this road for the junction, and then veers off again. It's a funny setup. Okay, so the Stones' first house just down there in Edith Grove, and I think, according to the internet, that 103 was one of Ronnie Wood's houses. I don't know if it still is. Certainly was. But yeah, like I say, if you're a Stones expert, you'll know way more than me. I'm going for what I managed to glean from Google. But yeah, we'll head just down here. Like I say, the street's it's a funny street. So just over this junction, it sort of veers off. So we'll go and check out some of the other houses. But yeah, lovely, lovely riverfront. There's a Thames right there on the Chelsea embankment. Lovely riverfront properties. Ambulance saying hello there. Okay guys, West of Cheyne Walk's just there, but I've just found a cycle hire, Boris bike, docking base. So I'm going to jump one of these. It's been a long walk here, and it's just going to take me forever if I walk to all these locations. So I'm going to use the bikes for a while. It's a nice sunny day. £2 for 24 hours, put your card in, and then you've got 30 minutes on a bike from its release. Well, you can keep it as long as you want, but you just get charged more. If you've 30 the first 30 minutes is included in your £2 24-hour hire, so if you keep it for longer than half an hour each bike, you get charged an additional £2 for each 30 minutes. So it's to encourage you to get the bikes back in a bay within 30 minutes, and there's bays everywhere. And then obviously you can drop this in another bay and get on another bike. You've got 24 hours of use. So when you put your card in, it gives you a release code. So what have we got here? 21231. That one doesn't work. There's hope one of these works. Got to check the tyres. One of them's got a flat. Yeah. The light's not on this one either, which is not a good sign. Success. Yeah, they can be they're not always perfect. You can see that flat tyres on that one. So yeah, you can report them. There's oh, this thing's flashing. Take it out. There's a you hit the button on the docking bay. So if you hit that, it reports it's damaged, they come around and they fix them. But yeah, pretty pop, you can see. But anyway, now I've got 30 minutes. We'll go and check out some of the other properties in Cheyne Walk, and then back up to Sloane Square, I think. Some of the next locations. So I'll see you in a moment. We'll get pedalling. Okay, this is Cheyne Walk. See, just veered off that main road there. Comes down, it just sort of is a small sort of just offset off the main road, but yeah, some lovely townhouses and that here. So let's go and find the I think 48 and number 3 we're looking for. That is number 48, according to Google. Mick Jagger's former house, and yeah, looks lovely. But yeah, this up here, the road, this is where it turns into a junction. Junction sort of interrupts the road once again, so we come back onto like Chelsea embankment, I guess that is, and sort of veer off the left. But anyway, I'm going to concentrate on what I'm doing because this looks like a pretty hairy junction. Getting flattened by one of those Porsches would hurt. So I'll see. Okay, back on the other side of the junction there. Just put the bike on the pavement for a little while and stand. That's that junction I just crossed. Really super busy junction. This is the other side of Cheyne Walk. The lower numbers start there. Actually, I think the houses on this side are nicer. King Henry VIII's Manor House was here. There's a little history of it there. But yeah, I think this is some of the most expensive property in town. Probably still is. Really lovely houses. But, we need a big budget for these. But yeah, I think according to Google, Keith lived at number 3 at the end. I think one of these, maybe the same one, Turner, the artist Turner, lived in one of these because he used to paint. He used to come in to paint the Thames there. So yeah, great location. I think Keith had better taste in real estate than Mick on the other side. But let's go and check it out. Some nice looking cars here, Bentley, vintage Bentley, Porsches, but also virtually all of these houses, they look lovely. Most of them have got a blue plaque on it, which means someone of significance lived there. Do you have to be dead to get a blue plaque first? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I think some very important, influential people have lived in these properties. And look, River Thames just there. They look amazing. So yeah, let's go and find Keith's. Okay, let's get the bike out of the diplomatic parking bay and find number 3. Alright, these things have got stands on, which is great. Can I'm standing. But yeah, one of these is, what number is this? That's number 5. Cyprus High Commission, that's why we've got a diplomatic parking bay there. And this is number 3. So former home of George Eliot, novelist, 1819 to 1880. Beautiful looking house. Oh no, it's number 4. Wrong one. The Rolling Stones super fans and stalkers will be going crazy in the comments there, can you? You idiot, you got the wrong one. And the posts. I prefer number 4 if I'm honest. But yeah, nice looking house. Looks like we've had some additions and alterations. Yeah, nice spot. According to Google. It's former house. Also, we're going to go to a magistrate's court, and I'm pretty sure this is a house that got, this is the one that got raided, and he had a few possessions that he maybe shouldn't have had. So he had to answer to the magistrate's court. We'll check that out in a little while. But yeah, lovely street here in Chelsea. Some beautiful homes. Again, very close to their first squalid flat in Edith Grove. So they literally, we're a 5-minute walk apart. So you can go from a squalid dump to most expensive street in town if you're a rock star. Okay, next up is a bit of a wildcard destination, Victoria and Albert Museum here in South Kensington, and they have on display, well, they have I think it's theatre, and I think it's a theatre art exhibition, permanent collection. They have the original artwork, the lips and tongue sticking out logo. They purchased that original artwork by the artist. Do you know what? I forget his name, and I've just bought the poster. I'm gonna go with John Ash. But yeah, when I bought the poster at the Exhibitionism exhibition, it's a 1970s European tour poster, which I quite liked. I've just ordered a frame and mount for it. So I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I quite liked it. It's like an Art Deco travel poster reimagined for a Rolling Stones tour poster. So it's got the boat, a limousine, a Concorde, yeah, in the style of a much older Art Deco travel poster. I quite liked it. So yeah, the same artist is responsible for the Lips logo, and you can come and check that out along with lots of other things in the V&A. Now, I know what you're thinking, won't you? Go and show us. Well, you need to come and see it for yourself, first of all. And it's a massive exhibition, massive museum. It's a day trip in itself, visiting the V&A. So yeah, if you're in town, I definitely recommend that, especially if Exhibitions is not on. Hopefully a lot of these locations that I show you, you can come, and although they're inspired by that current exhibition, they're here permanently, and you can come and check them out for yourselves if you're a fan, or you know, you can stay right where you are and just watch me do it, because it's quite a big round journey. But also I need to be pretty careful about showing images in this film that I don't have permission or rights to. I'm normally in the beg forgiveness rather than ask permission camp, but I'm scared of the Rolling Stones, man. They'll be all over me like a suit, not a cheap suit, a lawsuit. They're notorious for wanting their share, and very protective of their brand images and rights. I'm scared to put their name in the title. I don't know how I'm going to word it to not get on the wrong side of the law on it. Nice old Ferrari, but yeah. Right, that's it. If you're in town, V&A, they have the original artwork for the now infamous Lips logo used on all of the Rolling Stones record. I think it's the logo for their record label. So right, next up, I think I'm going to head now to Olympic Studios. But yeah, V&A, great museum. And also right next to it is the Natural History Museum here. In winter, there's an ice rink here, ice skating. You can check that out in other videos. There's, I think I went to Harrods. If you watch the Harrods video, I go in and check out Dippy the dinosaur in the entrance hall. But that is currently being replaced by a blue whale, which is, I think the dinosaur is a replica, and they've decided that it's been there since I was a kid. When I went on school trips to that was all there, and yeah, they're replacing it. I think the dinosaur is a replica. And they're extinct, we can't save them. The blue whale, I think they feel represents, it was nearly became extinct, but it was saved from extinction. So I think that's sort of becoming more part of the Natural History Museum's message, you know, in conservation. And they've got the blue whale skeleton in another room, quite a cramped room, but they're going to give it pride of place. And yeah, so I guess it's an example to kids that we can make a change, a positive impact on the world. Because that whale that was nearly extinct was saved, well, it was made extinct by humans and then saved by them, just. So yeah, two great museums. Right, next up, Olympic Studios. Oh yeah, some amazing restaurants and bars here in South Kensington, just by the tube here. Brindisa, great tapas, and Comptoir lemonades. I've been there a few times actually, but the one in Soho, really great sort of Middle Eastern inspired food. Pretty good, especially in a fine weather like this. Yeah, next stop, I think I've got to go Hammersmith. Barnes actually, but I think I'm going to walk from Hammersmith. We'll get a bike, but I'm not sure if there are any docking bays in Barnes. I'll find out when I get there. If there are, I can pedal back. Cool Fender Stratocaster there with the London Tube map on it. It's 600 quid for a made in Mexico Strat. Not bad, but yeah, cool design. Shame it's not a made in America one, but never mind. I probably still, if it was a made in America, I definitely wouldn't be able to afford it. Okay. It's just started raining, British summertime. Bought my sunglasses and a t-shirt. This was Olympic Studios. It's a big red brick building here. It's now a cinema. It was originally a cinema, then it got converted into a recording studio. Lots of bands, including the Rolling Stones, recorded a lot of albums here. I think the Beatles did, a load of others. It's now been converted back into a cinema, so you can come watch movies here. And there's a restaurant, cafe and bar, so you can come grab coffee, lunch, brunch, dinner. So yeah, that is it. Nearest station is Barnes Road. It's quite a pain to get to, so I've got a tube to Hammersmith and then a bus down here. And yeah, it's taken about 5 minutes on a bus from Hammersmith Tube. If you want to come and check this out. If you really want to, I guess, take a look inside, you need to go and watch a film. But yeah, there we go. Or come and grab a coffee in the cafe. So, yeah, part of the history of the Stones. There's no doubt in why I'm here. Yeah, huge building. Byfeld Hall. Yeah, that is the recording studio favoured by them guests back in the day. So right, next location, heading back to Central. Okay, next stop on the tour is Marlborough Street Courthouse. Now, obviously been rock and roll stars. Mick Jagger and Keith Richards have been busted by the law a couple of times, and I think the house we went to in Cheyne Walk, I think, according to Google, Keith's house was raided, and ultimately ended up in here in possession of a few things he shouldn't have been in possession of. Today the courthouse is a hotel. We're right opposite Liberties, and there's videos about that on my channel. Actually, my father a few months ago was telling me, came here with my mother for tea, I think. They were shopping, and I'd never heard of it. I don't think he knew it was where the Rolling Stones got, or he didn't tell me if he did. But he was telling me about this hotel opposite Liberties, and they came for tea here. He was saying it used to be the courthouse, and it's all still, some of the rooms in there, the restaurant he was in, he said they were the only one there, so the guy was telling, the waiter was telling them all about it, and he was saying it used to be the courthouse because the room, I guess, maybe it's listed or protected, but yeah, so you have dinner in a room that has still got all the wooden panelling and the pews and docks from it being a courthouse. And he said there's like they were showing him the little private dining areas, which were the cells, and yeah, I'd go in there and show you, maybe take some tea and coffee, but my father's got a bit more money than I have, so I'm not afternoon teaing in the Courthouse Hotel today. But yeah, if you are in town, if you're here for afternoon tea and you're a Stones fan, that might be the place to go. Maybe you can have tea in the court where Mick and Keith on different occasions got in a spot of bother. In case you're wondering all the balloons, I think there's Regent Street shut right now for a gay parade or some sort of gay parade. Maybe I'll check it out in a second. Right, next location. Okay, I'm on Oxford Street right now. One of the busiest shopping streets probably in Europe. We're on the very edge of Soho, which is just down these streets here. But the first Marquee club was where this building is now. 161 was. It was on this location, the first Marquee club. A lot of famous acts played here. I think some of the Rolling Stones' first gigs were in the club. They played there a number of the times over the years. But yeah, when they talk about the Marquee club, it's had a number of locations. So this was the first one from the late 50s to the early 60s, and then it moved into Soho to Wardour Street. I'll go and show you that. But yeah, I think it really became renowned in the when it was in the second location in Wardour Street, 90 Wardour Street. But yeah, that was the original location. I think for a long time it was then became a bank. But yeah, it's vacant right now. Again, commercial property. They change constantly. But let's go and check out the later location. When the Marquee Club had to leave Oxford Street in the early 1960s, it moved here to 90 Wardour Street. There's a blue plaque there for Keith Moon above what would have been the doors. The Rolling Stones played here a number of times. Today the building is offices and apartments, and the club's had to move once again. Okay, these locations have been dotted around all over town, so before our final location, come here to get a coffee. Quick pit stop for coffee at Timberyard. Great coffee shop, great looking food. Got black Americano, give it a go. Yeah, that's good. Seems a lot of people working in there, even though it's a Saturday. I think I was the only one without a MacBook, well, without one open doing some work. I'm pretty sure a number of them were just looking at pictures of dogs and cats on the internet, but one girl was actually coding while I was waiting for my coffee. You can see her sitting there typing away at code, which always baffles me. But yeah, great coffee, good food, great spot. They've obviously got great Wi-Fi for people in there. Obviously one of them was on a computer, so yeah, it looks like a great spot for meetings and working from home away from home. So right, on with the tour. Okay, I guess I can include Carnaby Street, where I am right now, on this little tour, because there's nothing, I don't think there's any particular location that's significant for the Rolling Stones themselves. They've had pop-up shops here, but definitely during their heyday, both Carnaby Street and the King's Road where we started off would have been haunts for them and the fashionistas of the day. This was the place to come and buy fashion, as with the King's Road. It still is. It's kind of, yeah, it still is. It's all clothing, apparel. Less independent small designers than it would have been back in the 60s. Big business. But yeah, cool street to come and check out. And probably gained its reputation as a fashionable place along with the King's Road back in the 60s, back in the Stones' heyday. Great coffee shop down here as well. I always forget which way it is. That way. But yeah, Carnaby Street, I've made videos and vlogs about that before. So yeah, check those out if you're interested in it. But right, next destination. Okay, final destination, Denmark Street. And this area is St Giles area, London, but I've made vlogs about this area on my channel before. If you're into music, it's definitely the place to come if you're a musician. Lots of shops selling new and vintage guitars. There's a vintage Hummingbird there. 1970s Gibson, £1,995. I think that's the model the Stones used. I think the 70s was a great era for them. But all right, mate. Yeah, it's in there. Look. Here's Regent Sound Studios. That used to be a recording studio where many famous bands filmed, including the Rolling Stones. It's now a guitar shop. It's a sound hello to you, because I've got quite a bit of stuff in there. Guitar stands and all sorts of stuff. I make my own music, sometimes make the music for these videos. Another vintage guitar shop there, and a good coffee shop there. But yeah, definitely come and check out Denmark Street if you're into music. I guess the recording studio that Stone's used, Regent Sound Studios, has been turned into a store. But there's a bar in the basement as well, which you can check out. But yeah, if you're into music, musical instruments, place to come. Although it could be expensive. If we go in here, yeah, brand new Gibsons, vintage Gibsons. Could get expensive. And yeah, there's the Regent Sound Studios, former. I think they recorded it first. I'm not sure, I'm not a fan. You can let me know in the comments below if you know. Yeah, former recording studio. Yeah, Fernandez and Wells is a coffee shop, great food as well. But, so that is it for my tour. Hope you enjoyed this little trip around London. Relentless energy drink bar. You can check out. There's another video on my store about St Giles on my channel. I'll tell you all about the St Giles area in Denmark Street. It used to be called Tin Pan Alley, and it was a lot bigger area, a lot of music clubs. The whole music industry was here at one point. There was a lot of music publishing businesses in these offices, and then the musical instrument shops popped up, and a lot of clubs. But the street behind this was also all musical clubs and shops, but they smashed a lot of it down for a Crossrail project. So it's now going to be offices and a station. But yeah, there's other videos on my channel about that. So I hope you enjoyed this tour inspired by the Rolling Stones, and I'm going to call it a day there. So until next time, toodles. Don't forget, thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe if you want to be the first to see my new films. So until next time, toodles. As I was saying, coming here is super dangerous. I'm leaving with another guitar. I don't need another guitar. I just wanted one. Couldn't resist. So yeah. Right, see you in the next video. Toodles. Maybe I'll start making music for the videos again, and for my music channel. I keep saying that. One day. Three, which is right at the end. These are the nice ones. These ones, much prefer them to Mick Jagger's side. I think the artist Turner lived down here as well. Excuse me. He used to paint the river. So yeah, I think Keith's got great taste.